Alright, so we're in 2017, obviously the best lab in Penn College for architecture. I'm currently doing the site concept, like the conceptual site and the footprint diagram. So I gotta draw that out, but just wanted to show you the time lapse for these that we created, or that I created, and Declan created his own. So this is this model. We're doing the hostel in Barcelona, Spain, and I was trying to get the feeling of a rising structure with like semi-structures on the side, emphasizing the rise. And then I kind of collabed Declan's idea with mine, which is like adding to the side, like adding structure like cubes or triangles or circles to the side. And this is Declan's. You want to explain that one? Explain it like it's a jury or something.
Yeah, so this one's just kind of basing off of a basic form of the squares from the surrounding area in Barcelona. So I just kind of took that concept and then used that as a basic form and then built off of it, adding pieces to kind of extrude off and pull the building into different shapes, to add different facade treatments or whatnot. And as going, just trying to make it a little taller as well, just because it is going to be a taller building. And that's about it. And this one's just some extrusions coming off and trying to get different angles and just different extrusions off this facade and whatnot.
Currently working on my version of the models for this. So my idea, I got a shape from doing a study of the site and the surrounding area of our project. And I really like this shape here, so I'm taking that shape and turning them into these little shapes here with foam core, and I'm going to stack them in a different way and offset them so we can try and come up with an idea for the shape of a building here using the verb add.
Nice. So we're a group of three. It's David, Declan, and me, and then it's divided into three groups. This is our one group, so we'll just continue the process and we'll keep you updated. That's it.
Thanks, base.
All right, so the group being Declan, me, and David, we just presented our first project, and we just wrote our concept narrative about the goal we wanted to do and our vision about how to interfuse, like how that word like is our full concept to our design for the Bohemian hostel. And I don't know if you guys want to give an input or something. It's up to you. No? Okay. But yeah, so now we have to take the 6 models that we made 2 each, and now we have to form 3 like stronger models that correlate with our ideas that we had differently into now just one solid idea. And then out of those 3, the next step would be just the one, and then the next step after that would probably just start making the actual building itself. But yeah, that's it. And we said one of us is going to be drawing something, and then we're both going to elaborate on that. So if David draws, right now he's making a model for something that we already came up with an outcome of. So like he was drawing this where he got off the site, he got like the certain shapes off the site, and we did this back to back, and me and Declan were elaborating our ideas on different sketch papers. So this is the idea Declan expanded on. And so David said, good friend right here, David, he wanted to make the model off the bat. Since it was fresh in his mind, he wanted to keep it, nice, fast, so we can just go with the process and continue it. And yeah, so we took Declan's idea from David's like elaboration that he did, and so that's how we're rolling right now, and we're just gonna continue going on. So the next one could probably be Declan or me elaborating off something and saying like what we want to achieve with the building and what we want it to look like in the outcome, but also keeping it like simple in the concept. You know, still in that concept phase, so we have to keep it simple. So we're just gonna rotate on people, and as we come up with ideas, we're just gonna make more models. So just in case we don't keep this model, we'll probably gonna come out more, and you'll just see the process. Yeah. Going over it again, this is the model, the concept phase 3, I believe. We presented. Declan's on the camera, David's over here, and this is our little group that we had. And then, you know, running through it real quick just to refresh you guys. We just presented it. It would be that we had, you know, coming up with our ideas from the beginning phases, which were these 3 strong concept models that we agreed on to continue going with, and building off of them using our words offset and fracture, and also the main one interfuse. And so this model having that negative space in the middle, kind of stacking and like changing its like location of the next step and offsetting each other, and also implementing the idea that I had this like concept, which was having 2 areas like of lower concentration, but then, you know, form one strong emphasis in the middle. Showing the present research would be like Declan said the idea of this would be of how it would be one of the top stories, so you can feel like you're at a sky view and having all the relative information of like feeling like you're in the air, like a feather in the wind. And, you know, this is all the sketches we all came up with. We sat down, the 3 of us, and talked it out at the same table. As we were talking it out, we all came up with our different iterations, our different sketches, and that's how we formed this shape. And I don't know if you want to explain the next one.
Yeah, sure. So this one right here, then, we kind of were able to form. We took a step back and we're just looking at some of the areas on the wider site mount, and so we kind of found a shape that we liked, and so we started playing with that different ways, and we realized that we could take that and kind of flip it, and we used our word fracture, kind of break it apart, and then we came up with this model here. Kind of see those ideas kind of morphing into this. So we have this interesting little model here that it's actually more like a kind of a study model, because it can move around, and we kind of left it open so that we can you know, just play with it a little bit with this idea.
Yeah, for the final design that we kind of like came up with in the end, trying to mainly focus on the idea that I came up with was getting the Gothic and getting like the modern together and combining them together, which was like that structure, that area, the footprint, and then as I was explaining to David and Declan, which was they were sitting next to me, and then they drew it out in their own manner and saying Declan got his own footprint and then like did his own iteration on that, and then we ended up with this model, which is kind of like an inversion of this model, which is instead of having two that like complement the middle being the highest, it has the two of them being the highest and the middle being a little bit lower than them. So it kind of gives that feel of drop and also two areas of more viewing and more emphasis. And then, you know, you can see the words that we used, offset and fracture, a little bit in this too. So that's those sketches, how we got it and the progression of it and the precedent where we got that, which was like an idea. After we made the model, I said it looked like the vessel from New York City, like inverted upside down. And yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So the next step will be taking these three ideas and kind of, you know, picking what we think is best and kind of mixing them together, getting rid of things we don't like, adding the things that we do, and hopefully it goes good from here.
Yeah, all right, that's it.
I'm saying you can only have.
All right, we're in the lab 2017. We're working on the next part of the project, and right now we have to do the diagrams about like what the rooms would look like in the side, like inside of it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I kind of did it roughly, so I'm gonna do it like straight lines right now, clean it up a little bit. We're sketching a little bit. Can I see that drawing? Yeah. So this is what we came up with for like a building concept. As like starting from these two, we evolved it, like stacking it, offsetting it, and also, you know, manipulating the shape. And we took that along with these other drawings. So a bunch of these drawings, we kind of got inspiration from this one originally. And you know, you can see our different ideas. A bunch of different sketches that we've done. Our presentation is tomorrow, so you gotta crank these out. David right now, he's getting the idea of how to like get these, and we're gonna laser cut them so they're at a bigger scale, at the scale of the site, which is 3/16 this class site model. So we're gonna have the concept site model to do it. So that's how we're gonna do it. Declan's over there doing his work also on like the atmosphere studies, and yeah, that's all we got going so far, and that's it for now.
They would basically be.
What's up? We're in the best lab ever, 2017, and basically we finished laser cutting, and then we got like the templates over here, right here, of the laser cutted pieces of our building shape. We took a shape from the site, and then we like really like found the shape interesting, so we laser cut them, and that's our concept. And so we took 3 of them. David was over here gluing 3 of them, and then this is how, you know, we started stacking them. So they're not really glued down yet, but we started stacking them to see how they would place, and we're really loving it how it is. And yeah, so it's got the words that we have for our verbs for the concept words. So it's got the fracture, it's got the offset, it's got the isosceles. What's that the word?
Isolate.
Isolate. Oscillate. That's the word. It's got the oscillation, and then it's got the overall word interfusion. So it's like literally like it's going like
it's
that.
literally like a hand, just
Like you can see it
locking
like,
together.
So I don't know if you want to come in here and look at like this little view of how the building could be, having that one focal point in the middle coming all the way out. But yeah, I don't know if you want to share a little words, Declan.
Looks good. Came out pretty well, nice and clean.
Yeah, we still got
Did a pretty good job with laser cutting, and yeah, I mean, we can just keep stacking this higher and higher to what we need it to reach. It needs to reach about 100 meters, and
About halfway there.
yeah, about halfway there now.
I don't know if you want to add words, David.
I'm good.
You're good? All right. But yeah, we overall just love the shape, love the form, and tomorrow's our presentation, so we're going to hit it hard. And yeah, stay tuned. All right, we're here right now. We're still here actually, 2017. You know, Declan's right here. David's right here. We just got the first one on. Just getting that pristine, nice one. Nice placement. Look at that. The tap just to make sure the soda doesn't burst when you crack it open.
Gotta do the old Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting the second one on right now. And then I'm gonna jump into a time lapse so you don't have to see this whole process really slow. You can see it fast.
Bro.
Look at that. The placement. Look at all these pieces we gotta put in. Total of 19 floors, right? Around.
Yeah.
We did 3 of them. We noticed we have a pile for small ones and big ones because we noticed that there's a difference in the height between them. Yeah, just like that. There's a difference in height. You can see that. So we're gonna do the small ones on top, and then we're gonna do the big ones on the bottom.
Yeah, really touching that corner.
Were we?
With the line.
Yeah.
Maybe like look for that or something.
All right. So the process is gonna continue. Stay tuned.
What scale did you make the site? That site you traced over?
Alright, so basically, David, after the time lapse, we finished the construction of this. We were doing other things at the same time, and this is how it came out. The concept model on the site, we have that all of the terms used: interfuse, interfuse, offset, fracture, and we're still thinking about the last one. We might change it. We're not going to use oscillate, but you know, obviously Declan over here and me and even David think this looks like adequate. It looks really nice aesthetically, and also, you know, it just captures everything we wanted to achieve in the building and our concept and our narrative. That's the most important part. And it just looks stunning. It looks, I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the way how it stands out and the difference in it.
It sounds like a metal beam.
The layering effect it has, I think, really.
If you want to come here and get this,
Right.
like, there's
Gives
a
it the
view.
best.
You can see literally the fracture right between it. You can see it in half, and you can see it in the other half. And then you can even see right down the middle, too. And the offsets of them going outside of each other. It's just, like, amazing. I don't even know what to say. I'm pretty sure tomorrow is going to be pretty good, but we'll keep you updated. And yeah, I don't know if David want to say any words.
Nope.
Speechless.
Speechless.
Exactly. All right. That's it.
It's awesome.
All right. So we just presented phase 3 part of the project, which is the more further development of our concepts and how we came up with these. Further on, the final design of how this came into play. So you can see the model in itself, how it is. It uses all our terms that we use: interfuse, offset, reflect, and fracture. You can see the fracture within it and the reflections of each on its side.
So we kind of took just like this basic shape right here that you can see on the top and reflected it and then stacked it up. Just keep doing that same pattern, reflect and stack, reflect and stack.
And then on the site, as you already saw on the past part, that's how it would look like. And obviously we were really satisfied with it, and our professor was too. He said it was adequate. He said it was nice, and he said it, overall, like we said, covered all our terms. So coming from the phases of the development, how we came up with the shape and how it formed this magnificent structure in itself, and bubble diagrams showing how we came up with the orientations and which rooms go where, like either in the lower levels, mid-level, or high level, and the elevations and sections. I don't know if you want to talk about this, David.
Yeah, here we have just like a little, idea of what it could possibly look like on the site, with some different color combinations. We have like black accent going through the middle, and then a little bit lighter shades, and then on the ends here we kind of have this like almost terracotta color trying to tie in with the other natural colors that are in our site, and especially the greenery that you can see kind of sprinkled around the building. I want to have a lot of nice natural green areas and stuff like that, people to walk out on, terraces and things like that.
And also showing our atmosphere studies and how it would be, like how it would feel to be in the space, have it exciting, have it like open and, pleasing to be around, and having it like, vastly open to the whole, basically, as it goes up and rises within the floors. And, going back to this is the site of how it would look like on the site. So it gives us the access of putting trees on the side and putting a passageway in the middle, or even we could mix it up a little bit and change up the path. But that's the ideas we had for now.
You can see just like a really basic evolution. So we started with a triangle, cut a little bit away from that. This is a site that we found from, or a shape that we found from the site. Flipping that, then mirroring it again. You see the fracture there, and here you can see the rotate. So it rotates, or reflection, I mean. So it reflects and then stacks up, and you can see this, how it just repeats up. You get the basic building form from there.
And yeah, overall, we believe that this was a good checkpoint, and there's not that many faulties in our presentation, so we hit it strong, and we're going to continue on to the next phase, hitting it even stronger. Yeah, stay tuned. Yeah.